Hello, welcome to Wellness Wednesday with Maple Tree Cancer Alliance. Whether you're newly diagnosed, undergoing treatment, or in recovery, this conversation is for you. I'm Ariel, an exercise oncology educator, and today's conversation is on overcoming barriers to exercise. Stick around following our conversation for some gentle movement. The information in this video is for educational purposes only, and it's important to consult with your medical care team for more in-depth guidance and advice. Let's get started. It's important to recognize that exercise is not a one-size-fits-all approach, especially for individuals undergoing cancer treatment. There are various barriers to exercise, whether it be physical, psychological, emotional, or even logistical. All of these things can make staying active challenging. Some common barriers to exercise that we see is fatigue, low energy, pain and discomfort, nausea or other treatment-related side effects, fear and uncertainty, and limited mobility and physical restrictions. In these next few slides, I'm going to be addressing specific barriers and some solutions to them. Let's get started. A common thought you might have had when asked to exercise with fatigue and low energy is, I am too tired to move. I can't exercise. I want you to try this instead. On low energy days, adjust the intensity to seated exercises to avoid complete inactivity. It's important to listen to your body while working on a rest versus active balance. So incorporating energy boosting activities such as light walking, stretching, deep breathing. And it's important to start with 5 to 10 minutes and slowly and gradually increase that intensity, that duration, and your frequency. A common thought you might have had when told to exercise and you're dealing with pain and discomfort from the cancer itself or treatment is exercise will make my pain worse. It hurts when I try to exercise. What to try instead is modify your movements and stay within your range of motion limits. So try seated exercises, lighter resistance, or shorter durations. Move in a comfortable range without pushing too hard, and consider water-based exercise to help reduce joint stress while improving resistance. A common thought you might have had when asked to exercise and you're dealing with nausea from the cancer itself or treatment is, I feel too sick to exercise. My recommendation is to avoid high-intensity exercise right after meals or treatment. Try low-impact movements like walking, stretching, or deep breathing. And stay hydrated to prevent dizziness or lightheadedness. But the goal is to avoid inactivity for long periods of time, and any bit of movement is better than no movement. A common thought you might have when asked or told to exercise and you're dealing with the fear and uncertainty around exercise might be, I don't know what is safe. What can be helpful is educating yourself on the current exercise guidelines, consulting with a specialist such as an exercise physiologist or physical therapist who is trained in oncology exercise. They can help you understand what movements are safe based on your diagnosis, treatment phase, and any physical limitations. Start with familiar movements you already feel comfortable doing, such as walking or stretching. This can ease anxiety and build a sense of control over your body. And lastly, use the talk test when walking or doing exercise. This is a simple way to measure exercise intensity based on your ability to speak while moving. If you can talk but not sing, you're in a moderate intensity range, which is often safe and effective. If breathing becomes too labored to speak or you're having difficulty catching your breath, ease up your intensity, which means slow down your walking or give yourself a break to ease up to avoid overexertion. The last barrier to exercise I'd like to address is limited mobility and physical restrictions. A common thought you might have had when asked to exercise and you're dealing with a limited range of motion in your arms or your legs, you want to try to modify and adapt the movements to your current abilities. So chair-based exercises are just as safe and effective as if you were standing. So for upper body, Try arm circles, shoulder press, bicep curls, seated lower body movements, marches, leg lifts, ankle circles. And for balance exercises, you can do seated weight shifts, or you can sit and do a single leg hold, which can enhance stability and reduce your fall risk. But whether you're doing a seated or standing movement, they're still going to help you maintain your strength, improve circulation, and just improve your overall health. Focusing on flexibility and stability to help prevent stiffness and improve range of motion. And then again, modifying and adapting movements to your abilities. So if one limb is weaker, focus on the stronger side while gradually engaging the weaker side as you're able to, and reducing the range of motion if a full movement causes discomfort. Partial reps are still beneficial. And lastly here, use assisted devices like a grab bar or stability balls or supportive chairs to make sure that you stay safe. One last thing I want to leave you with is overcoming barriers to exercise during cancer treatment is about finding what works for you, listening to your body, and taking one step at a time toward strength and well-being. Thank you for being a part of our conversation today. I hope the information we've covered has brought you some clarity and comfort. Your health and well-being are what matters most, so please take care of yourself, stay informed, and remember that hope is always present. Now let's transition into some gentle movement to further support your journey.
Hi, I'm Sevilla, your exercise oncology instructor with Maple Tree Cancer Alliance. Welcome to week 2 of our 12-week yoga program. Today we'll be focusing on balance and core, and we'll be on the floor for the entire exercise. In addition to the floor space, you'll also need a yoga mat. For any modified movements, it may be good to have a pillow or a folded up blanket close by. The following exercises are meant to be pain-free. If you notice any pain in any exercises, please skip and go back to what felt good. There may be some discomfort, especially after surgery, but there shouldn't be any pain. Let's get started. Okay, so we'll begin in easy seat position. You want to find a comfortable position with your legs. If this doesn't feel good, you can bring your foot up and put it in the crease here, or you can pad it with a blanket to kind of brace your ankles. So before we get started, we'll take 3 cleansing breaths, just kind of centering and grounding in before we get started. Take 3 inhales in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more on your own. And on the last exhale, we're going to start and we're going to bring our arms up all the way to the top. Big full body stretch. And we're going to take our right hand and grab our left wrist, and we're just going to do a side body stretch. Just breathe here, and we're going to go straight into the other side, grabbing the opposite wrist to the left side. 1 breath here, and coming back to your easy seat. Starting with our neck, we're going to just look to the left, look to the right. Inhale on the left side, exhaling to midline, inhaling to the right side. Do a couple of those on your own. From here, when we look to the left, we're going to start rotating our head down and up, thinking about making big circles with our nose. Your circles can be smaller if that feels better, if you're protecting the neck. We'll do about 3 rotations, and then we will go to the other direction. You can really feel it there in the back of the neck. When you're finished with that third, meeting back in neutral, we're going to take our chin to our chest and go forward, down, bringing back up, dipping our head back. On the inhale, bringing up and bringing our chin down. 2 more. And back to midline. Readjust. We're going to do seated cat-cows. So again, with our chin to our chest, we're going to bring forward on the inhale and curve our spine. And on the exhale, we're going to lead with our chest, bringing our chin up and rotating in your own flow, curving the spine and back up. Meeting in a neutral position whenever you're done with that last. And from here, we're going to do seated trunk rotations. We're going to have the same idea of the cat and cow with the extension of the chest and the spine. So we're going to start to the right. We're going to lead with our heart, pulling the chest forward. And then as we come to the back, we're going to round the spine. Inhaling when we come forward, opening the chest. Exhaling when we round the spine. 2 more rotations on the side at your own pace. And then when you're ready, we're going to go in the opposite direction. Inhaling when we come forward, exhaling when we come back. Make this your last, and then we'll meet back in the middle, readjusting, bringing our arms up high, taking our right hand back behind our right hip and the left hand to our right knee for a seated twist. If we are able to, sitting up nice and tall, bringing that right shoulder blade, trying to touch that spine, and your gaze should be back behind your shoulder. If you're unable to rotate your neck that far, then just looking to the right side is perfectly fine. Take 2 breaths here. Making sure our left hip bone is still touching the ground. And coming back to center, bringing our arms back up and going to the other side, left hand to the left hip and then right hand to the left knee. If you're good here, just looking to the left, okay, stay there. If not, take your gaze back over the left shoulder. 2 breaths here. From here, unwinding, bringing back to center, arms going up. From here, we're going to hinge at the hips, and we're going to go dive forward. Your goal is to reach as far as you can. If this isn't accessible right here, as long as we're keeping that back nice and flat, you want to feel it in the hips and the back, and a little bit in your inner thighs. And you still want to make sure that you're grounding in with your 2 sit bones. If you're coming up, back off a little bit. You want to keep that foundation. On some of your exhales, if you feel like you can extend or pull a little deeper, try it. Sink in here, just breathe. Good, we'll come back up and then we'll switch our legs and do it again with our opposite leg on top. We just want to keep things nice and even. And this might feel totally different than the other side, which is completely normal. So we'll bring our arms up, full body stretch up here, and then we're going to dive forward, hinging at the hips, keeping a flat back. If this is how far you go, that's how far you go. On the exhale, if you're able to reach just a little bit more. And then if you're ready, you can round the spine and try and get your nose or your forehead as close to the ground if you can. A couple breaths here. Still trying to make sure that that left hip bone is touching the ground. Sometimes it's easy for our pelvis to kind of lift up. And coming back to center, resetting here. We're going to bring our legs out in front of us. Shake it out if you need. Sometimes I like to hit my legs a little bit. From here, we're going to take our right leg and we're going to bend it. And then we're going to make this inner foot into our inner thigh here. If this doesn't feel good, you can put the blanket or a pillow right here to kind of pad. And then we're going to square off our position and our chest is going to face our foot, our left foot. So we're going to bring our arms up here. Again, with hinging at the hips, we're going to dive a bit forward. Your goal is to reach your toes or your foot. If you're unable to do that, we're going for the calf. We can hit the floor right here. But you want to keep a nice flat back with your chest lifted if you're able to. Keeping this left foot flexed. And breathe into it. Again, it should not hurt. If it does, back off. From here, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to reach around the opposite side of the left leg. You can grab the knife edge of the foot, your calf, or the thigh. And you're doing a bit of a twist. You should feel it in that right low back. All right, from here, bringing our arms back up, we're going to take this right hand, bring it to our right hip, and we're going to lift onto our knee. If you are taking care of your knees, you can modify it by not coming all the way up, and I can demonstrate first. So you can just barely lift up and come down if that's where you're at today. If not, you could even put a pillow or a blanket right here. But from here, we're going to have our right hand placed on our hip, and we're going to come up onto this knee for a little bit of balancing. So coming up here, reaching with the left hand, stabilizing with the left foot. Taking a couple breaths, feel where you're at here. In through the nose, out through the mouth, hold it. One more breath, and on the exhale, you're going to sit back down. And we're going to go straight into bringing that right arm around to the knife edge of our foot like we did before. So we're going to make this into a little bit of a flow. You'll go at your own pace. So from here, we're coming back up, placing the right hand back by the right hip, lifting up onto the knee, stretching with that side body. It's going to be a little quicker, coming back down, and then reaching back over with the right hand to the left foot. Let's do it one more time at your own pace, at your own flow. Inhale on the up. Exhale coming down and around to the opposite side. Good. Good. From here, we will switch and do it on the other side. So getting in a comfortable position here, resetting a little bit. Right leg is out, left leg is bent. The inner part of the foot is in the inner part of the thigh. And then we're going to face and take our chest towards our right foot flexed, and we're going to start hinging from the hips. Nice flat back, reaching forward for that foot. Again, if you are not here, you're here at your calves, or you're at your thigh, or you're even up. It should feel comfortable with your chest lifted. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand and we're going to wrap around the right knife edge of the foot, and you're going to pull into that. If you are not able to reach here, we're at the calf or we're at the thigh. We're doing a little bit of a twist. You should feel it in that left low back. Try and thinking about getting that forehead or the nose to the knee. Good breath here. Big inhale. Exhale, we're coming up, reaching the arms up high, taking the left hand back behind the left hip. If we aren't going up onto our knee, you're going to do a modified by lifting that right hip and back down. If you're coming up onto the knee on the inhale, so reaching with that right hand, holding here, balancing on that left knee, breathing. And on the exhale, coming back down. And then right going into that twist of the left hand coming to that right outer edge of that foot, bringing the forehead to the knee if you're able. One breath here. And then we're going to go into our own flow. Let's do 2 on our own at your own pace. Arms up on the inhale. Left arm down. Hips come up onto our knee. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can lift that right leg for a little bit more of a balance. And on the exhale, coming back down, reaching that left hand over to that right knife edge of the foot. Nose to the knee. And one more flow, arms up. Inhale. Left arm back, hips go up, balancing on that left knee. Stretching here. On the exhale, coming back down. Good. And reaching for that knife edge of that foot. Nose to the knee. Take a breath here. Good. Alrighty, from here, we're going to go right into tabletop. However you want to get there. Readjust. And again, with the tabletop, you want to have a good base, a good foundation. So the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the ankles. So here we're going to do a little bit of more balancing work and a little bit more core work. And anytime, take a child's pose, take a break. We're going to start with our right hand lifting forward. And then we're going to lift this left leg back and lift it up off of the ground. You're going to hold here. Take 2 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hold it. On the next exhale, you're going to bring the right elbow to the left knee and back out. We're doing 2 more of those. Inhaling, bringing it in. Exhaling, bringing it out. On the last one, hold. 1 more breath. You can do it. And back down. Let's get push back into child's pose. Take a little bit of a break here and breathe for a minute. Coming back up to tabletop. Make sure you have a good foundation. Everything's aligned. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to go left arm, raising up, reaching forward. And then we're going to do right leg, shooting back, lifting up, holding here for 2 breaths before we start bringing it in. Focusing on that core, squeeze in. Okay, good. On the inhale, we're going to squeeze. Bring the left elbow in to the right knee and back out on the exhale. In. Shoot it back out. in, shoot it back out. Good. Hold it here, 2 breaths. You can do it. Feeling strong, stable. On the exhale, release. Push back to child's pose. Take a break. When you're ready, we're coming back up to up to tabletop. A little bit of a stretch here. Keeping both of our arms planted, we're going to use our right leg, lift it back and up. And again, we're going to take it out to the right side, plant it. If you feel stable and strong here, stay there if that feels comfortable. If you're looking for a little bit more of a stretch, push back. And if you're able to, sit back on that left foot. Hold it here, 1 more breath, and then we'll come back up. Back up into tabletop. We're gonna bring that right leg back to midline and we're crossing it back over to the left side. Stretching that calf, and if you are able, looking at your left foot. From here, we're going to do this at our own pace. You'll do 2 of these flows. So we're going to bring our leg out, pushing back if you're able. It'll be a quicker pace. Coming back up to tabletop, bringing back to midline, crossing over, pushing back on the calf. Back to midline, back over to the right, pushing back, breathing up back to tabletop, midline, and over to the left, pushing back on that calf. Let's do 1 more at your own pace. Breathing with each movement. All right, when we're done with that, we will meet back at tabletop. When we're doing the other side, when you're ready, lifting that left leg back, up and out. We'll just start slow for the first one. So from here, we're going to take it slow on the left side, bringing that left leg out and pushing back. Holding here. Again, if this doesn't feel good, you can stay right here. If you're down here with me, we're going to bring it back up to tabletop, bringing that left leg to midline and crossing it over to the right side for that calf stretch. You can keep it here or you can pulsate it, whatever feels good. And bringing it back to midline, we'll kind of go in our own pace, our own flow, bringing it back to the left, picking up the pace a little bit. Coming back to tabletop, midline, and to the right. That calf stretch, looking at that foot. Back to midline, over to the left, planting and pushing back. One more, up to tabletop, midline, and back. Good. And back to midline. Crossing over to the left. Breathing. Inhaling back up. Midline. And bringing back to tabletop. And let's push back to child's pose and take a little bit of a rest here. Alrighty, coming back up to tabletop, we're just going to come back to our easy seat, how we started in the beginning. A little bit of a just a stretch with our arms up like we did in the beginning, kind of reset our spine, side body stretch, grabbing that using your right hand for your left wrist and doing that side body stretch. Take a deep breath here. And going to the other side. Planting our hands back behind our hips. Bringing those shoulder blades together. If you can, kind of drop your shoulder blades a little bit. Bring that chest up. And bring the heart forward. If you can drop the head back or the gaze going up towards the ceiling. A couple breaths here. Good. From here, we're going to bring our arms up. We're going to bring them right in front. And we're going to round our spine, tucking that chin. And then coming to midline, opening the hands and bringing that chest forward. And then exhaling back to rounding the spine with the hands in front. Let's do 2 more of those on our own. Good control with the arms. Breathing with the movements. Good. And from here, we'll make our way to our back. So again, with the boat pose, to make it a little more challenging, elevating your legs off of the mat if you're able to have any balance here. If not, you can toe tap. 2 on each side is good. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly lower down to our back. Once you're down onto your back, let's do a full body stretch. Pointing those toes and reaching really high with those fingers, like your first morning stretch. And then immediately bringing those legs into your chest. Rock side to side. Massage that spine a little bit. Got a good workout with that balancing. And then rotating left to right. So if you start clockwise, do a couple that way. And then going counterclockwise. Good. From here, we're going to plant both of our feet. And we're going to do a bridge pose. This time we are going to add a little bit more modifications, and we're going to move our arms in relation to our bridge pose. So a normal bridge pose will have our arms to our sides, and we'll start like this. So first we're going to bring our hips up. As we bring our hips up, we're going to move our arms over our head, holding here. As we bring our hips down, we're going to bring our arms down as well. So we'll do 3 more, bringing the hips up, arms coming with. Inhale. On the exhale, lowering the hips and the arms coming with it. Hips coming up on the inhale, arms following, holding. Hips coming down, arms coming down on the exhale. Let's do 1 more. We're going to hold for a little bit longer. Hips up, inhale, arms back, hold here. 3 breaths, focusing on that glutes, the squeezing of the glutes and squeezing of the core. On the exhale, we're going to slowly lower down, bringing the arms with. Good. I'm releasing that. Do something called windshield wipers. You're going to take both of your knees and you're going to go left and right, kind of releasing these hips and releasing the low back that we used when we were in the bridge. A couple of those on each side. And then we'll meet back with our our feet right behind our hips again. So let's take our right leg and let's lift it up, flexing the foot and extending it. Your arms can be down at the side, or you can bring them out to a T. Do that a couple times, and then rotate left and right, counterclockwise, clockwise. And then from here, you're going to take your right ankle and put it on your left knee, lifting the left leg off of the ground. We're coming into a figure 4 stretch. Taking this right hand through the hole and then grasping the shin with both your hands and kind of giving it a little bit of a squeeze. You should definitely be feeling it in this hamstring glute area. Bringing it in a little bit. You can bring it out and kind of go back and forth. And then releasing that leg back onto the ground. Releasing the right leg back onto the ground and then lifting the left leg up. Flexing and extending arms to a T or to your sides, whatever feels good. Rotating both directions. Here's some cracks and pops, that's normal. And then taking that left ankle to the right knee and lifting up, grabbing that shin and pulling in a bit. You should feel that stretch right there in that hip, that hamstring. On the exhale, release back down. Left leg comes down. Another full body stretch to end on. I always love ending with a full body stretch. And then if it feels good, you can just come up normally to an easy seat, or you can rotate on your side and push up with your arm. Enjoying the last few moments that you have. And that will conclude today's practice. Thank you so much for letting me guide you today, and I will see you next week.